Obviously, that story will remain on the lips of many for days to come. From pain at the pump to education matters. And Education Cabinet Secretary Professor Prof Magoha has told off those opposed to competency-based curricula, accusing them of propagating false information about the new education system. Speaking during the consultative meeting right here in Nairobi that brought different players, Professor Magoha at the same time insisted that teachers have been well trained on CBC and that the ministry is focused on ensuring that the system was a success. Timothy Kipnusu puts that story into perspective for us.
A post-mortem on competence-based curriculum 1 year since it was rolled out.
Why do you allow people to use vocabularies for grade 3, grade 4 people?
Different players pinpointed grey areas that needs to be improved. A number of those who participated wanted to know how the assessment is done and how fairness is achieved if the teacher is the one involved.
You can check with the schools the kind of assessment that was sent to schools. You will see that unlike what we have now, it touches on the cognitive, that is what you have in your brain. It touches on the affective, which is now being modified in social behavior, and it touches on the psychomotor, the three principles that we are supposed to test in a learner.
Also, issues to do with how the system is applicable to the pastoral communities arose.
In Maralal, they'll use the context and what they have in the pastoralist areas. And not just the pastoralist areas, even in other areas, it is the same.
It is a purpose and a journey which can only be strengthened because we know there is nothing permanent. Everything can always be improved. And it is something that we have a commitment to do.
It is in this forum that participants also wanted to know how universities are prepared for the system.
The universities have their commission that regulate them. That apart from that transition in 2023 where universities must provide the human resources and must be capacitated for it, 2029 all other schools in universities are implicated. Whether students are going to do medicine, whether they are going to do law, they will be graduates of CBC, and it's important to start working now.
This even as Education Cabinet Secretary Professor Prof Magoha accused those spreading false information about the curriculum.
That there are certain facts which have been deliberately ignored by both the so-called specialists and the most learned members of the press. You ignore because you have refused to check.
Professor Magoha vowed to ensure the system is a success and dismissed those claiming that the teachers are inadequately trained.
If it is politics, excuse me, I don't do it and leave me out of it. But I want to assure the nation and the parents that as far as we are concerned, we are going to do everything possible to ensure that CBC is a success.
His sentiments follow an uproar by some parents who have claimed that the new education system is expensive and too involving. Timothy Kipnusu for Prime Edition.